Summer is easy. We throw on sandals and we head out the door. But what happens when the weather cools off and suddenly pairing shoes with your outfits gets a little bit more challenging? Today, I'm answering one of your questions, and I think we can all relate to this. So Sue wrote in the comments recently on a video that I filmed earlier this spring showing lots of spring and summer shoes. She writes, "All of the videos I watch have shorter pants with no socks. What do you do for the late fall, winter looks and shoes? Thanks." So this has probably happened to you. I know it's happened to me, where you go to put on your ankle boots for the first time since last fall and something just looks really off with your outfit. There's one simple change you can make that will make all the difference in the world, especially if you're shorter like me. If you're new here, I'm only 5 feet tall, so it can be challenging, particularly when we're moving into months where we're wearing heavier shoes, boots, heavier type sneakers, those kind of things. So the answer really isn't about the shoes. It's actually about the style of pants that you're pairing them with. So let's jump into some examples so I can share with you what I'm talking about. In the summer, you're probably wearing a lot more ankle length pants. Some of them might be a little bit slimmer fit. Some of them might even be a little bit tapered. And these are all incredibly accommodating for summer footwear, such as sandals and things of the like. So as you see in the example here, that's exactly the type of jeans that I have on. They're slimmer fit, they're a little bit tapered, but they pair incredibly well for sandals and summer footwear and even driving moccasins. So they're very accommodating. However, when we start to pair those with a more substantial sneaker like a trainer, and then ankle boots and more fall appropriate footwear, this is where we start getting in trouble. So you can see in the example where I'm showing the trainer, the top of the trainer starts bumping up against the bottom of that hem. And then if you pair it with an ankle boot, something about the proportion is just off. And when the shoes are bumping up against the bottom of the hem like that, it starts creating that bunching, and it's just not the most flattering look, particularly if you're trying to create I'm not going to say taller silhouette, but just a more streamlined silhouette with your clothes paired with your shoes. So when I take these jeans that I wore a lot during the summertime and compare them with a slightly wider jean, you can see the comparison of the two. A wider jean is going to be so much more accommodating. You're not going to have that bunching where the shoe meets the end of the hem of the pants, and it's going to create a much more flattering silhouette. Your eye won't be immediately directed down to your shoes and how your jeans are bunching. But this is just preference. So if you prefer a different way to do it, that's perfectly fine. So the wider fitting jean that I'm showing as a comparison here is not a super wide jean. This is actually a boot cut jean, and the opening at the foot is just a little bit wider than, say, a straight fit. But it's enough so it's going to create a more streamlined look with your entire outfit. If you don't like the boot cut, you can also try a straight fit that just is a little bit, or meant to be a little bit more baggy. Anything that has a wider fit at that leg opening is going to be more accommodating than, let's say, the ankle jeans or anything that is tapered. And I'm going to share some additional options at the end of the video, but I wanted to show a couple more examples of what I'm talking about. So I wanted to show this in a black pant. So in these first examples, you can see this is a slimmer fitting black pant. It's more of an ankle fit where it just hits at the ankle. Again, similar with the jeans, these are very accommodating for summer footwear, even sling back flats, actually even heels. They're very accommodating for many types of shoes until you start trying to pair them with, let's just say, sneakers. And you can see here, the sneakers start bunching up at the end of that hem. And then if you try to pair them with an ankle boot, they might slightly fit over that boot, but it's going to catch because it's more of an ankle length, or it's tighter at that opening, so it's going to catch on the top of the boot. And ideally, you want the opening of your pant or jean to fit comfortably over top of the boot if you're wearing an ankle boot. So to show a comparison, I took a wider fit pair of black pants that I had in my closet just to show the comparison. Again, they do not have to be this wide or this loose fit, just something that is wider than an ankle fit or a tapered pant. But you can see the difference that I'm talking about, where it just creates a much more streamlined silhouette. There's nothing bunching. Your eye isn't going straight down to your foot. It looks more proportional and it just overall looks better. And you can see this comparison with the sneakers and also the boots. So I shared earlier that I was going to mention some other options if you're really not sure where to go from here and you're used to wearing a slimmer fitting or something that's a little bit tighter around the ankle. One option that you may want to consider is what I'm showing here, and this is a kick flare jean. And as you can see, it is not a wide flare at all. It is very, very subtle, but it's a great option for those of you who might really be used to a slimmer fitting jean around the ankle. It's very slight, it's very subtle, but it pairs really nicely, not only with the fall appropriate footwear, but it also pairs really beautifully with summer footwear as well. So it's a good option to consider if this is something you want to look into, because you'll be able to wear lots of different shoes with this type of jean. Not only is it a subtle flare, but maybe also look for something that's a little bit longer than what you're used to. If you're used to your jeans hitting you around the ankle, you're really going to want to look for something that's a little bit longer, because it is going to accommodate more shoe styles. This particular pair that I'm wearing in these examples are from Quince. They're their kick flare jean, and these do come in two different inseam lengths, 26 and 28. I just wanted to mention that if this is something you're looking for, you'll be able to try them for an more affordable price than a lot of places. You can also try jeans. I have some from Abercrombie that are a straight fit, but they're a baggy fit, so they accommodate a little bit more options in terms of shoes. One other thing that I wanted to mention here before we close out this video is wondered if any of you guys have a sewing machine and if you hem your own pants and jeans. I recently learned how to hem my own jeans, keeping the original hem. And this is something that I have in the past taken them to a tailor to do. So I'm curious if any of you already do that. Also curious if you have a sewing machine and you would like to see a video on that. I have a feeling if you already have a sewing machine, you're probably already well versed in doing hems and things like that. But I was just curious. I was really excited to learn how to do this. Of course, it saves me a little bit of money having things hemmed. Also, to be able to keep that original hem on the jeans is really awesome. So anyway, that was a side note. Let me know. Also, reach out in the comments if you have any questions or would like any recommendations on jeans. I hope this was helpful for you. If you've made it this far, I hope that you decide to stay and subscribe. It is free, but it does help my channel. And if you enjoyed the content, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That also really helps my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.